Spirit Sports Consultants presents
NFL Week 2, all picks and recommendations. We're going to look at the lines and give you our best advice for how to play them. We're going to start off here first with a matchup of Seattle going at Detroit. And before we get to the individual games, just a reminder, please subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate. We provide weekly NFL picks, highlights, sports travel discussion, and wagering advice. Thanks again. We calculated the line at Detroit -6. The line opened at Detroit -2.5. That was Saturday before the Sunday's games were played. Now we're looking at a line of Detroit -5.5 to 6. We do like the Lions in this game. We don't like a 5.5 number. It means you practically have to win by a touchdown. We're going to take Detroit money line on this one. We already took Detroit -3. Next up, we got the Chiefs at the Jaguars. So this one opened up. We projected Jacksonville should be favored in this one, -3, being home. Teams are fairly even. Kansas City -3 is the opening line. We like Jacksonville +4. That means buying up 1 point. We like them at home. We like them in the hot, humid Jacksonville in September. The Raiders-Bills games. We got one team coming off a win. The Raiders against a team off a tough loss on Monday night. The Bills. We forecast a line of 11. The line opened up at 8. We took that. Now the line is Buffalo -10. We like it. And though 10 is a key number, see if you can adjust that off. Look for a 9.5 line or buy down to get off that 10 number. But our overall projection for this game, we think the Raiders, this will be a back-to-back road game. Really tough to go into Buffalo and play, even though this is September. We think Josh Allen bounces back. He had an unusually bad day. He comes back from that. Vikings at the Eagles, the Thursday night special. We have forecast a line of Eagles -8. Line came out Eagles -6. We jumped on that. The line has jumped up to Eagles -7. We still like that one with adjusting it down to 6.5, so make that a play of the week. Eagles -6.5. This next game is our first preferred pick of the week. We had forecast a line of Bengals -5 before the games for week 1 were played. After those games were played and the Ravens won, Bengals lost, drop the line all the way to the Bengals -3. I think it's 3 to 3.5. This is a game that we're going to go all in on the Bengals. We truly believe that we had forecast that they would lose at Cleveland. That went as expected. The Browns' pass defense is unreal. But in this game, the Bengals' rush defense should be able to shut down Lamar Jackson. Plus, they're going to be without J.K. Dobbins, so their rushing attack is going to be limited. We also feel the Bengals' pass defense can slow down the Ravens as well. And the Ravens' pass defense is not as fierce as the Browns, so we're going to make this a preferred pick. Bengals -3, 2.5 if you can get it. Next, we have the Browns at the Steelers. We forecasted a line of Steelers -3. The line is currently Browns -2.5. We can tell you why. When you lose Cameron Hayward, Pro Bowl defensive tackle, against a rushing team, is going to give us a Cleveland pick here, -2.5. Similarly, with the Panthers and the Saints, the Panthers hosting the Saints in Charlotte, we think the under is the play here. The Saints really underperformed on offense. They should be the better offensive team going on the road. Two divisional opponents, we think the under is the play. And this one will be Miami, New England will be our second preferred pick, but it's a totals play. With Miami -2, seems like an obvious pick for the Dolphins, but we think the Patriots' pass defense is going to stifle them. I think the 2 is not going to be as successful against Bill Belichick. Go under. Commanders and the Broncos, neither team really impressed. We had forecast a line of Denver -4. We're looking at similar line, Denver -3.5. We don't really have a play here either. It's right at, our forecast is right at the line, so no play on this one. Another example of why you want to get onto an early line. Now, nobody could have forecasted the Aaron Rodgers injury. We had Cowboys -8. Line came out Dallas -4. We jumped all over it. Now it's Dallas -9.5 due to the injury. Even with the 9.5 point spread, we like the Cowboys here. We think it should be even higher. But the Jets can control a little bit of the scoring. We don't think the Cowboys are going to put up 40 like they did against the Giants. We would forecast the score perhaps like 24-7. It's going to be a one-sided Cowboys win, and also take under. 49ers Rams, we had the line forecasted at Niners -4. Came out -8.5. We see value on the Rams here. We were impressed with what they did against Seattle. We see the Niners winning, but more like 3-4, not 8. So Giants and Cardinals, how do we gauge this one? Giants look dreadful against a team that we thought they'd get crushed by. The Cardinals look better than we thought against the Commanders. We think the Giants bounce back here. We'll take them as our pick. Next, we have the LA Chargers and the Titans. We had forecasted a line of Tennessee -3. Line to open at Chargers -3.5. This game is really interesting. You can go either way on this one. We don't have a line call. Instead, we'll go with the over. Initially, looking at the Titans game against the Saints, they only allowed 15 points. Rather impressive, but they almost gave up 300 yards to Derek Carr, who clearly wasn't on his A game. And they didn't score because they couldn't convert on third downs and in the red zone. On the flip side, the Chargers' rush defense allowed 145 yards per game last year, so Derrick Henry could feast. Bears and the Bucks, another case of early lines. The early line was Chicago -1. We jumped on that. Now it's gone all the way up to Tampa Bay -3. We like that. We see the Bucks slowing down the running attack, so our pick is Tampa Bay here. We also think that they can exploit the Bears' pass defense. Next up, we have the Colts at the Texans. We have forecast the line of Texans -3. Games were played, and the line came out to be Colts -1. Not sure why they're the favorite here. We think C.J. Stroud's going to outplay Anthony Richardson, and that Texans defense really has a lot of promise with DeMeco Ryans as head coach. So we're going to go with Texans +1 on the upset play. We actually think Texans should be favored here, but take Texans on this one. All right, our final game of the week are the Packers at the Falcons. Our line was Atlanta -4. The line currently is Green Bay -2. There's some value on the Falcons here. We are concerned a little bit with the Falcons' offense. We think their rushing attack is going to be just fine, but Desmond Ridder did not really impress us. We also think the Packers might struggle here in a back-to-back road game. One criteria we use for unders is the better offense on the road. That's what you have here. Also playing in turf and a dome should slow them down a bit. Go under.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.